Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to learn about the ear. First of all, let me tell you that ear is one of the most typical part of the body. Second thing is that regarding the NCRT and the need point of view, NCRT have explained ear in a very short form, in a very crisp way. It have not explained it in a detail. That's why this becomes a very typical topic for the students to understand. But today we are going to learn in a very proper way, and we are going to learn about each and every part of the ear in a very dramatic structure, in a very dramatic way. Okay, this is a 3D model of the ear. First of all, let us understand that how the ear is organized, how the structures in a ear is organized, and what are the parts of the ear, how it is distributed where and where. First of all, let me tell you that ear is basically divided into three parts: outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Okay, guys. First of all, let us discuss about the various parts of the ear. That is the pinna or the auricle. This is known as the pinna or the auricle. Basically, the function of this structure is to collect all the vibrations from the surroundings and transmit that vibrations to a very narrow canal that is known as the external auditory meatus, or this is also known as external auditory canal. This is basically a S-shaped structure, S-shaped canal, which which transmits all the vibrations connected by the pinna to the inner ear. Now, coming to the middle ear, it comprises basically of the tympanum, that is the eardrum. This is the drum which vibrates when the vibrations is stuck on these, when the vibrations hit this drum. We have three ear ossicles. Ear ossicles means the bones, that's the malleus, this the incus, and in the last we have stapes. This the ear tympanic cavity or the middle ear cavity, and that's the auditory tube or the eustachian tube, which connects the middle ear with the oropharynx or the basic part of the pharynx. Now, this is the middle ear. Learning about the inner ear, we have rounded cochlea and three semicircular canals. Rounded cochlea, three semicircular canals, and there is the connection with the vestibular nerve, and that's a connection with the cochlear nerve. Vestibular nerve, cochlear nerve, and this whole ear, that is the inner ear and the middle ear, is comprised in a bone that is known as the temporal bone. So that's about the ear. Now moving to the NCRT, what NCRT have mentioned and how we have to understand that, that is very easy to understand. Just stay with me. Well, this is the NCRT portion. What NCRT have mentioned, first of all, ear. It performs two sensory functions. First of all is the hearing. We all know that. Second is the maintenance of the body balance. We must also know that the ear is also involved in the maintenance of the body balance. Now, anatomically, that is structurally, ear can be divided into three major sections. I have told that to you guys, that is outer ear, middle ear, and the inner ear. And we have seen that the outer ear comprises of the pinna and the external auditory meatus. It is also known as the canal. Now, pinna collects all the vibrations in the air that which produces the sounds. We have understood this. Second thing is that the external auditory meatus, basically it leads inwards and extends to the tympanic membrane. We have also understand this. There is nothing high quality mathematics in this. It is very easy to understand. Now, we must also know that these areas are the areas, that is the inner side of the pinna and the external auditory canal, where fine hairs and the wax secreting glands are present. Basically, these glands are there just to protect, because ear is a kind of opening which connects the inside body from the outside environment. So there are high chances of the infection which can spread from the ear. So the body have this protection mechanism, that is they have very fine hairs just to trap all those particles that are entering in the ear. Second thing, they have wax secreting glands. These wax secreting glands have the lipopolysaccharides, have hydrocarbons, have unsaturated fatty acids, which just because of the help of the auto oxidation just kills the bacteria, kills the microbes, right? So that's the skin, and these glands present in the skin of the pinna and the external auditory canal, right, or the meatus. Now, tympanic membrane. This is also known as the eardrum, to be more honest, and it is composed of basically connective tissue. Plus, it is also connect. It is also consist. It is also composed of mucous membrane. Connective tissue is present on the outside, along with the skin, and mucous membrane is present on the inside. That means towards the tympanic cavity, it is mucous membrane, and towards the external auditory canal, it is basically skin, and between them is the connective tissue. One more thing I want to make sure, that this membrane basically comprises of all the three germ layers. There is no such a structure in the body other than this, which is comprising of all the three germ layers. This is composed of all the three germ layers, that is the ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. All the three germ layers are present in the tympanic membrane or the eardrum. Coming to the middle ear, guys, middle ear, it contains of three ossicles. Ossicles are the name for ossicles are the word we use for the short bones or the small bones. Malleus, incus, stapes. We can memorize this in a simple mnemonic, that is MIS, that is Miss, or we can say Miss Universe, Miss World. So Miss, Malleus, Incus, Stapes, in this order. It is basically organized just in a chain like fashion, which transmits the all the vibrations from external auditory meters, which are stuck on the tympanic membrane, to the inner ear. Now, Malleus, it is attached with the tympanic membrane, as we can appreciate it from the diagram itself. You can see that that's the Malleus, that is the Malleus. Now it is somehow attached with the tympanic membrane. This the Malleus, and it is attached with the tympanic membrane. That's the tympanic membrane over here. Now, what is happening over here? Malleus further is attached with the incus on the other side, and lastly with the stapes. Stapes is attached with the oval window to the cochlea. See, cochlea have two windows. One is the round window, other one is the oval window. That is the actually the stapes. This is the stapes. The stapes foot plate is basically attached with the oval window of the cochlea. Don't worry, I'll tell you this later on also, that how it is formed, what is round window, what is oval window. Just stay with me. Ear ossicles. Basically, it increases the efficiency of the transmission of the sound waves to the inner ear. What are the function of these ossicles? They increase the efficiency of transmission. What? Efficiency of transmissions are increased. Other thing is that eustachian tube. We have just seen the structure. Eustachian tube, it is connecting the middle ear cavity with the pharynx, right? More honest, oropharynx or maybe nasopharynx, right? Eustachian tube basically is there just to maintain or equalizing the pressure on either side of the eardrum. That is because we need a air medium in this tympanic cavity. So just to maintain that we have air medium in this tympanic cavity, eustachian tube is providing air regularly from the pharynx. That's why when we go to the hilly areas and suddenly if we got stuck, we just yawn. If we just seem that our ears are closed. So what our parents suggest, just yawn a little bit. As a result, when you're yawning, somehow you expel out the air, which causes eustachian tube to flush out a little bit of the air from your pharynx to your middle ear cavity. As a result, your eardrums open. Now, inner ear, it is fluid filled inner ear, basically called the labyrinth. Inner ear is basically, we say, a labyrinth term for the inner ear parts, and we have two parts over there. One part is the bony part, other part is the membranous part. So we basically use word labyrinth for this. Now, bony labyrinth, it is a series of channels we must understand, and inside these channels there is a membranous labyrinth. Or we also must understand that perilymph is a lymph or the fluid which is surrounding the which is surrounding the membranous labyrinth, and membranous labyrinth have endolymph inside it. Don't worry, right now I will show you how they are present. Now, coiled portion of the labyrinth is known as the cochlea, and the membrane which constitute the cochlea, they are two in numbers, that is the rhizinus and the bacillus. We must understand this also. Okay, so let us go and understand what is this. Well, now just focus on the structures which I am showing to you. This is the oval window, and that's the round window. Oval window have cochlea over it. Oval window have What I said, you oval window have foot plate of the stapes. That's the stapes foot plate, and stape is one of the ossicle, and it is connected with the incus over here, and incus is further connected with which bone? Yes, you are right, that is the malleus. So I have just made a diagram just to make you understand that stapes is connected with the oval window over there. Now you can easily appreciate that it is a kind of coiled structure, right? It is a kind of coiled structure over here. So it becomes a bit typical to understand. So don't worry, we are just opening this coiling. Now as we open this coil, we got this. Now it become easier to understand. That is the oval window, that's the round window. This is a very easy to understand term, that there is a bony labyrinth outside which is made up of bone, and a membranous labyrinth inside made up of membrane. We must understand this, all the purple color which you can easily appreciate, this is known as what lymph? Yes, that is the perilymph. And this dark color structure, that is actually the fluid which is endolymph. Yes, and this the membranous labyrinth. Okay, to make you more clear, I am just cutting it from here in this plane. I'm just cutting it out. Now if I'm just cutting it out in this plane, what I got this. Now just don't focus on this scala media vestibuli right now, don't focus on this. I just cut out, we got a circle over here, this black color outline, this is known as membranous bony labyrinth. This is known as bony labyrinth. Red color is known as the membranous labyrinth. So membranous labyrinth is present inside the bony labyrinth, and this green color fluid is known as the perilymph, that's the endolymph. Pink color is the endolymph, or the purple color. Okay, so we have understood this. Now first of all, let me tell you, the oval window gives rise to a lymph area, and this basic area from here to here, let me highlight this in the purple color so that it will become easier for you guys to understand. Okay, let's take green color. So that's the area. This area is known as scala vestibuli. Yeah, that's known as the scala vestibuli. Other thing is that if I highlight with the purple color, this area basically, that is known as scala tympani. Okay, that's the scala tympani. And the area which I'm going to highlight in the red color, this area, middle portion, which is comprising of the endolymph, and the boundaries are made up of membranous labyrinth, that's the scala media. Okay, now that's the scala vestibuli, scala tympani, scala media. We can easily appreciate that at this position, scala vestibuli is connected with the scala tympani, isn't it? Yeah. So this portion is known as helicotrema. This portion is known as helicotrema. We can easily appreciate this pinpoint is known as helicotrema. Now, here it ends or it terminates in the round window. That's the round window. Yeah, that's the round window. That's the oval window. This the round window. Okay, guys. So we have understood the cochlear portion. That is the semicircular canals. We will come back to this. Okay. Now just focus on the first of all the membranes. What are the membranes and how they are made up of? Let me take you to this. Okay, we can just appreciate in this diagram also. See, that's the eardrum or the tympanic cavity, sorry, tympanic membrane. That's how the malleus vibrates, then the incus, and that the stapes, oval window, perilymph, and perilymph here it is basically, it is known as the what? Scala vestibuli, helicotrema, scala tympani, right? And between we have endolymph, and this is known as scala media. Yes, you're correct. All right, and right now, see guys, if I just cut out a small portion, I got this. See, that's the scala vestibuli, that's the scala tympani, and that's the scala media. This membrane which is separating scala, what? Scala vestibuli, very good, with the scala media, that is known as which membrane? Reisner's membrane. Okay, and this membrane separating scala media with the scala tympani, that's known as the basilar membrane because it is present at the base, that is the basilar membrane. Okay, going back again a little bit to understand. See, it is not a very clear diagram. Okay, just taking back to you here. Okay guys, see guys, what I taught you with there, I'm highlighting this in the black color right now. This membrane, that's the Reisner's membrane, and this membrane, That's a basilar's membrane. Okay, so that is only the thing which we are confused at. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, now moving further. See, the regions and the basilar membrane that surround the perilymph are filled with the bony lymph. Okay, we understood this. Upper scala vestibuli, lower scala tympani. Okay, that we have understood. We don't need to study right now this much. So the space within the cochlea, yeah, because cochlea is the rounded portion. That rounded portion on the snail-like. This is the cochlea. So within the cochlea, we have scala media, which is filled with the endolymph, and scala media boundaries are the membranous labyrinth. Okay, and at the base of the cochlea, we have what? Scala vestibuli, which ends at the oval window. Okay, that is at the base of the cochlea, right? While scala tympani, it terminates in the round window. We must know this. That oval window starts and give rise to the scala vestibuli, or we say that continues in the scala vestibuli, and scala tympani terminates in the round window. We must understand this also, which opens into the middle ear. Okay, that we have understood. This is the very typical diagram given in NCERT, easy to understand. Now I guess I don't need to mention everything. You are easy to understand. That's the scala vestibuli over portion, that's the scala tympani, and that's the scala media. And this membrane is known as which membrane? Yes, you're correct, reasonous membrane. That's the basilar membrane. Very good. We are right now not studying right now the organ of Corti and all that. For this I'll make a separate video. Continue in that video. I will tell you that what is the organ of Corti, what is the inner ear, and how the hair cells and tectural membrane they work together, and what is the semicircular canals, what is utricle, saccule, and how they are helpful in the maintenance of the body balance, and what is the mechanism of hearing. For that, just watch the second video. I'll send you the link in the description box.